Hey y'all, welcome back to Hidden Source News. So today, we're taking a closer look at the chilling new HBO Max series, Welcome to Derry, the long-awaited prequel to Stephen King's IT. As always, please hit that subscribe button to help us grow the channel. The first 2 episodes have finally dropped and, without giving away any spoilers, I'll be breaking down everything you need to know about how this story begins, give you my opinion of what I think of these 2 episodes and what critics are saying and where the series might be heading. Welcome to Derry opens in the early 1960s, decades before the events of it, and right from the start, it pulls us back into that deceptively peaceful, fictitious small-town setting of Derry, Maine. The show perfectly captures the illusion of American suburbia, clean streets, friendly faces, and colorful storefronts, all hiding something dark beneath the surface. You can just feel that tension in every frame, like the town itself is holding its breath, waiting for something terrible to happen. It's friendly but with an eerie feeling in the background. It's very unsettling but works well for the series. The first episode sets up several key characters, a group of children, their families, and a handful of adults who will become central to the mystery surrounding Derry. We follow them through moments of innocence and friendship that quickly begin to twist into fear and confusion. The first episode starts out with a bang, not hiding the premise that no one is safe. Strange events start occurring around town, and that creeping dread that fans of it will recognize slowly begins to take over. The beauty of the writing is that it doesn't rely on cheap scares. It really emulates what we saw in the It movies, where fear is the central point of attack for the victims before the end, and it builds tension through atmosphere, leaving you constantly uneasy without quite knowing why and where it will come from. I love this tone, and it works for this series. Visually, the pilot is just stunning. The cinematography uses warm tones to capture the charm of the 1960s. But when things take a darker turn, the colors drain out, replaced by cold blues and harsh shadows. The direction feels cinematic, almost theatrical, which is why so many critics have said this could easily pass as a feature film. Every shot feels intentional, from the perfectly framed streets of Derry to the haunting glimpses of what might be lurking below. It's just very beautifully framed. The production really focused on getting the period right, and you really feel that you are in the 1960s with racism and all included. Now, without spoiling anything, the first episode delivers a major turning point that reminds us just how dangerous this world really is. It's not about showing monsters or blood for the sake of shock. It's about creating a moment that sticks with you. But there is also monsters. After all, this is a horror series. The show manages to pull off that classic Stephen King-style horror, where the true terror isn't just the creature in the dark, but what it reveals about the people who live there. This episode proves that Welcome to Derry isn't simply retelling old stories. It's expanding on them in new, disturbing ways. This episode doesn't hold back for the protagonist. The threat is real. And this episode doesn't shy away from showing that the stakes are high and no one is safe. Episode 2, titled The Thing in the Dark, slows the pace just a little to let the story breathe. The aftermath of what happened in the first episode weighs heavily on everyone, and we start to see how fear spreads through Derry like a sickness. This episode digs deeper into grief, guilt, and paranoia, how fear and racism drives people to find scapegoats to blame for what has transpired in the previous episode. The characters begin to realize that something terrible is happening, something that can't easily be explained. It's here where the emotional core of the series really starts to take shape, and where the nightmare is just beginning. We see how people cope with loss, and how desperation can lead to finding anyone to place blame. We also get subtle hints that the evil in Derry may be more complex than we think. There are whispers of past disappearances, dark secrets, and maybe even those in authority who know more than they're admitting. This premise intrigues me because by adding the government into this series opens up for a broader story. The show teases connections between the town's history and a much larger force, one that might explain why Derry seems cursed generation after generation. Critics have praised this layered approach, saying it gives the story more depth than a standard horror prequel. I do agree with this review. Adding the addition of authorities knowing about the complex issue plaguing Derry is a very interesting take and welcome addition to the IT saga. The cast has been getting a lot of praise, especially the younger actors. Their performances feel natural and emotional, making the fear they experience believable. The chemistry between the kids adds warmth and vulnerability to the show, which makes the darker moments hit even harder. Reviewers have compared the tone to Stranger Things, but with a heavier, more mature atmosphere, one that dives deeper into psychological horror. As of now, early reviews sit around the mid to high 70s on Rotten Tomatoes, signaling a strong start with room to grow. Overall, the first 2 episodes of Welcome to Derry deliver a powerful start. The show captures that eerie small-town nostalgia while expanding the mythology of it in fascinating new ways. It's creepy, emotional, and beautifully made. A decent pace that's more about the feeling of dread than constant scares. If the series keeps this level of storytelling, we could be looking at one of the best horror shows of the year. Expect future episodes to reveal more about the town's cursed history and the origins of the evil that haunts it. I am excited to see where they go with the new elements added to the series. The one thing I did not like of this series is the issue where they are bringing in characters from other Stephen King books. I think it does a disservice to the series. Not everything has to be world-building or Marvelized. Aside from that, everything is working well. That's all for this spoiler-free review of Welcome to Derry episodes 1 and 2. I give these 2 episodes 8.5 out of 10. What did you think of these 2 episodes? Do you think this show will live up to the legacy of it, or will it struggle to escape its own shadow? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep breakdowns like this one, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Hidden Source News for more reviews, updates, and hidden truths from the world of film and television.